Hello everyone, my name is Alexis Marshall, and this is the Individualized Learning Plan proposal. The purpose. The purpose of this proposal is to improve the current learning criteria with an approach of an individualized learning criteria throughout Wisconsin school districts and surrounding areas. The problem. The current learning criteria in Wisconsin and surrounding areas does not allow the best possible educational journey or success for both the student and teacher. Improving the current learning criteria in Wisconsin school districts by allowing an individualized learning criterion will provide a more successful educational journey for all. The main goal. The main goal is to close learning gaps and hopes to provide an equal opportunity for learning across the board for all students, to give a higher engagement and confidence in students and teachers that wasn't there before, and provide individual learning paces and criteria for each individual student. Learning outcomes. Learning gaps will be closed and consistent disparity in academic performance will go down. This will provide a sense of individuality and specific learning criteria for each student, and will provide confidence and confident engagement. This all means that with equal opportunity across the board for each student to learn individually based on their needs, you are giving a sense of individuality, and with that individuality comes confidence. And with confidence comes more classroom engagement in classroom discussions, activities, or projects. If you look to the right, there is a pyramid. It's called Maslow's Educational Hierarchy Pyramid. It has self-actualization, esteem, love and belonging, safety needs, and psychological needs. These are all the needs within the classroom. With all of these needs, you're promoting the best possible learning outcomes. With the individualized learning approach, all 5 of these will be tethered positively to affect the best possible learning outcomes for both the student and the teacher. Improvements from the old criteria. The old criteria was not specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, or timely in its goals. Instead, it gave goals to the entire classroom when it should have been giving goals to each individual student to help growth. Instead of learning individually, there's a shared learning approach throughout the classroom, which does not allow for adaptation or change. Instead of feeling confident and engaging in classroom discussions, assignments, projects, the progression in the classroom consisted of students shying away from the activities and lesson plans. This was because students didn't feel confident in what it is they were doing because they were not able to meet the same goals that each student in the class has. If you look to the right, there's a picture labeled 5 Steps to Individualization. The 5 steps are: set clear and specific goals, make goals challenging and realistic, make goals dynamic and review regularly, let students own their progress, and involve parents. In doing these 5 things, you are already improving from the old criteria and allowing for individualized approach at learning that gives the students the best chance in their education and in their future. Positively affected learning areas and possibilities. The curriculum. The curriculum will be positively affected because you're allowing the student to learn at an individual speed, approach, and criteria, which allows for better learning outcomes and better grades within the classroom. The physical environment will be positively affected because the student will feel more welcomed within the classroom, and the staff preparation support will be positively affected because the teacher now knows exactly what to teach, what lesson plans to build, and how exactly to support the student. If you look to the right, there is a circle graph. In this circle graph, it begins with input or collection of data, which is the collection of past grades or assignments from each student. If you follow that graph, you will see the analysis with feedback, and this is the portion where you do an analysis based off of all those grades, and you begin to build a new lesson plan for the student. If you follow this circle, you end up on interpretation of data. After you build this new lesson plan, you give it to the student, and the student will do their own interpretation of the data, and you will figure out exactly how they reacted to it, which leads to the reaction with training material. Once you get to this point, you should know exactly what it is the student needs, and then you're able to build more positively affected learning criterias as well as better lesson plans for the student. cost. The current expense of education, or EDP, is $7,134,652.76. Yes, this includes books, attendance, and materials needed throughout the year for each student. However, it is a very high amount of money. Versus the projected overall expense of education, or EDP, for the individualized approach, which is $4,260,000. Yes, this is still a high amount, however, it is significantly less than $7 million, and possibly the best approach to funding and learning. In conclusion, the individualized learning approach will provide a more successful learning journey for both students and teachers. Now that we know everything regarding the individualized approach compared to the current learning criteria, it's fair to say that the individualized approach provides much more benefits and improvements to the classroom, students, and teachers. With that being said, push towards a smarter future.